What's happening, Soul Fam? Sending you all my love. So we're going to talk a little bit more on manifestation, and this next one is what's going to really pop off. This is something that a lot of people deal with, and they always cave when this happens. So especially me, like I deal with it a lot, and I've had to let go of my expectation and my attachment. Buddha tells you the attachment is the root of all suffering. So if you get attached to what happens as you're starting to manifest, like things are just always going to slow you down and stop you from hitting the next peak, okay? And what we're talking about is other people's skepticism. And when you've been manifesting something that you think you actually wanted or that you actually needed and it doesn't pan out, most people lose their momentum. They're like, oh, well, my manifestation didn't happen, right? But that's not the case. Maybe you were manifesting something that wasn't in your highest alignment, your highest purpose, okay? So if you're looking for one-on-one coaching, go ahead, send me a DM saying clarity call. Go ahead, check out the link below this video or in my bio, and we will get you started seeing if you're a good fit to accelerate your ascension right now. Only if you're serious though, okay? So let's talk about this huge issue that happens when we're manifesting. Sometimes you're manifesting and all of a sudden people will come out of nowhere and be like, you do that manifestation stuff? You do that energy healing stuff? Pfft, yeah, okay. How am I supposed to believe in you as a person? Or how could you even believe in any of this stuff when there's no empirical evidence for it? Some people will even go ahead and tell you like it's pseudoscience, right? And I'm somebody who has a really good reputation at healing things that are out of this world, where still Western medicine is working so hard to figure out, and I've already explained it. I've already proven that I can change it with consciousness. And sometimes when I'm trying to expand my work, I run into a bunch of skeptic people who are like, this isn't real, this is pseudoscience, blah 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 blah. You don't get to where I'm at if it's all pseudoscience. Like this is straight up. You don't see your manifestations work if it's not real. So a lot of times when people end up having this moment where other people are judging you, it can feel like you're losing momentum, right? And it's because you need to understand that as a creator of your own reality, you're still co-creating with other people. So the moment that your creation expands so far out, okay, that it starts interacting with other people's mini universes, you are then forcing that the rest of reality and those other mini universes have to change. Sometimes that's your family, sometimes that's your neighbors, sometimes that's the crowd of people that you're working with. Sometimes is the people that just show up out of nowhere just to like devalue your work or devalue your experience, okay? You have to be a creator of your own reality and say, hey, I know what's going on in my reality, right? I know what I've been able to do. I know that I was able to manifest $20 in 20 minutes if I needed it. I know that I can manifest a new car. I know that I'm a healer that can heal fibromyalgia in less than 30 days with energy work by helping someone shift their consciousness. There's a bunch of medicine that cannot do that, right? People will look at my work and be like, hey, that's not, yeah, right, that's sounds really, really, really nice, but it's not real. I don't really care whether or not you believe it. I know what I'm capable of. I'm the creator. I created it. I already witnessed it happen. I already saw the events of it. I have it recorded. I have other people's experiences validating, other co-creators validating what I'm speaking about. So ultimately, I have to put my power back inside of myself and say, okay, whatever it is that this person, whoever it is that's coming out of their reality to devalue your experience, the true answer behind this is the fact that they have a problem embracing what you have come to understand, okay? Similarly, I'll sometimes get people who take one of my classes and they're like, oh my God, he's got so much ego. In one of my previous videos on manifestation, yeah, I have ego. My ego drives me to do certain things because my ego stems from many lifetimes on knowing what I'm capable of doing. That's where my ego really comes in. When someone comes in and tries to tell me I cannot do something, I'm gonna just do it just to show you that I've done it before in another lifetime. That's where my ego steps in, right? And I embrace that. Like there's no point in me saying like, oh, this person said that I can't do something. Well, it's not humble for me to prove them wrong, right? Like, no, that's not how any breakthroughs are ever made, right? So when you're manifesting and you're experiencing your own reality, you're always going to find some sort of resistance. And it doesn't always have to be your ego that's the resistance. It can be just other people's egos that are the resistance. Some people try to tell me, you're not 5D because you embrace, saying that you're an ascended master. Like, I embrace it because that's what the cosmos told me to do, right? And the more I embrace it, the easier my life gets. Like, it's you that's all angry on the other side of that, of whatever message or whatever face-to-face conversation that we're having, that cannot evolve past your limitations, right? I figured it out. And that's where your ego is very helpful, okay, in those moments, because it's just like, hey, all right, you don't believe it, more power to you. Keep doing whatever it is that you've been doing. Eventually you'll see that I'm right, or you'll find an alternate answer in all of infinity that is complementary to my work, but will still somehow get you to the next level. That's exactly what you have to do every time that you are experiencing any sort of resistance. Doesn't matter if it's through your community, your loved ones, your friends, whatever. They don't believe in it because your reality has expanded so far that now their reality is colliding with your reality. Maybe they manifested an answer, but they weren't ready to hear the answer. That's something that really happens with me too. A lot of people are seeking for this massive answer, and when they come to me and I deliver it, they don't like it because they wanted to just only hear something that would make their ego feel better, not actually hear the entire truth of the manifestation at large. All right, and that will cause resistance in certain kinds of people. That will make them feel a certain kind of way towards you, because you, as a co-creator, once you expand as far out as you can expand, you automatically, you have to think about it. There's radiuses. Right now, I have 2 houses very close by me. Every time I meditate, my radius expands. I've measured my radius. It's a mile in diameter. Okay, when on just like a regular day where I'm just meditating, that means everyone in a mile radius is affected by my energy work every day when I'm meditating. Okay, so as a byproduct, some of my neighbors don't talk to me because they just don't feel like they have some sort of common ground with me there, and I'm only nice. So it's kind of crazy. Intuitively, they understand that there's some sort of resistance there. And that's okay. They will come to their understanding when it's necessary. All I can do is keep doing me, embracing my understanding, and embracing every experience that I've ever had. Similarly, when you're manifesting, like talking to guides and stuff like that, some people are like, oh yeah, am I really actually talking to a guide through this one guy? Well, I mean, I know I've done it and delivered that answer a million times. I've seen success. Like, I know what I'm doing. Even if I've never talked to a guide particularly, or I can't pronounce their name exactly the way it's supposed to be pronounced, I'm confident in the fact that I can always channel that being at any given moment in my reality. Like, it's picking up a phone and calling somebody, okay? Like, it's not that hard. And a lot of times people are defeated when they're trying to step into being more esoteric, because what if I'm wrong? What if this? Who cares? There's a reality where, yeah, you're right, you're wrong. There's a reality where, yeah, you're right, right? As a divine creator who's manifesting the option to be right or wrong, which one are you? And that's where people are like, oh my God, I want to become more psychic, but I don't know if I'm actually tapping into what I'm tapping into, right? So you doubt yourself, and then you automatically categorize yourself as a victim, put yourself in 3D, and you spiral out of control because you denied your potential in general. And that's one of the things that I really deal with a lot with students, is like, me personally, like, there came a point where I didn't have gurus for a really long time. I had to continue to train myself in the arts of manifestation, shamanism, energy healing. I had to find my own answers. I didn't have anyone who could sit there and be like, hey, you're doing it right, or hey, you're going here, or hey, you're doing that, right? Those gurus were very hard to attain in the timeline that I was working at, okay? And now, like, I only had to, like, rely on myself and my senses and be like, okay, I had this experience where I saw an angel. Like, why else would I have said that? Like, even if I created it in my mind, what if it was real? Let me pretend that it's real for a minute and see what happens for a little while as I walk that life, that reality that I did actually talk to an angel. I started doing that when I was 8 years old, okay? My dad dove into a pool, broke his neck, was drowning. An angel came out of nowhere, stood right next to me, and was like, hey, he's actually not kidding this time, because you used to play dead all the time. He's actually going to die this time if you don't do something. And that moment was intense. I even questioned as an 8-year-old in that moment, did that actually just happen? But the feeling, that experience, I'd never had an experience like that before. I had to jump into the pool, and I'm glad I did, because I saved my father from drowning to death, literally. From there on out, I had to trust my instincts. You have to trust yourself. You need to understand that manifestation comes back to trusting yourself as a creator. A lot of times we manifest and we give out our power outwardly, and we say, hey, I gotta just trust the universe. Trust the universe, because the universe has to be trusted by you internally. The universe, all of this is just being co-created through you. So if you trust yourself and you know that you're going to walk in the next direction, whatever direction it is to create your manifestation, you then by proxy are trusting the universe. If the law of attraction and manifestation is a mirror and a magnet, the moment you say, I trust myself and my manifestation and everything that I've done to lead me to this manifestation, the universe says that same exact statement. Hey, I trust Axel with this manifestation. We both trust each other. Bam, yin and yang mix, okay? External reality is actually the chaos feminine, okay? It is the chaos that seems to be chaotic because we don't order it, right? We don't work in unison with it. The male counterpiece is our consciousness that's trying to constantly manipulate and suppress the feminine. In an earlier video, I explained to you how the divine feminine and the divine masculine have to dance together and work cohesively to walk in an arc, right? So in that moment, masculine, feminine, I'm going to go ahead and say, I trust myself. I trust the universe. She trusts me as well, okay? And she trusts herself so that we can work together. Then you step into this co-creation. Then the moment when someone steps into your reality and tells you, oh, you believe in hocus pocus stuff. Oh, I don't believe in you because you have this certain vibration that strikes my ego the wrong way. You're still stuck in some sort of alternate reality that doesn't allow you to step into the ultimate potential that you have of being a divine creator. More luck to you. Maybe one day you'll figure it out, right? And then again, I come back and I'm like, okay. And I'd be lying to you. Sometimes people say something to you and I lose it. Like, I'm super peaceful, but sometimes I lose it. And I'm like, ooh, if I was a different version of me back in the day, the Boston version of me, I would have pulled out some, right? I would have just clocked somebody in the face. But there's times where you just gotta be like, okay, I felt that, I let it go. Now I'm not gonna get attached to that because that's gonna create a reality. That's gonna create some level of suffering. All right, I'm gonna let that go. Whatever, who cares? It doesn't matter to me anymore. As I let that go and I let it float out into the universe, I come back and I say, well, this person may not believe it because they don't have anything in their reality that solidified that for them. They weren't even able to put themselves out of their comfort zone to embrace something new. Maybe they've tried one technique and classified everything under that same technique. If you go to one dentist, do you classify every other dentist under the one experience that you had with that one dentist? One dentist could have been really, really douchey to you, but is every other dentist that you're going to meet in your reality a douche as well? No, that's illogical. And that's where a lot of people get stuck. They get stuck on, oh yeah, I manifested once, it didn't work for me. You believe in that stuff? Hocus pocus, pseudoscience, you're not real. Like, I don't know if I can even be your friend anymore. Okay, whatever, bye. You'll see me keep rising. I've had friends who I've literally stepped out of my life saying that they don't believe in me anymore. They're still wherever it is that they were at. And I've skyrocketed into a totally different universe because I believed in myself. My manifestation was internal. My manifestation is my perpetual life. My manifestation is speaking for itself at a global level at this point. So who else has anything to say about me and my manifestation abilities other than myself? Who's going to stop me from manifesting what I want other than what I'm believing other people are trying to tell me that I'm capable of? Remember, you are always a divine creator, and there's always going to be something out there that's going to test you that stems from your ego, okay? Sending you all of my love. If you need one-on-one coaching and you want to dive deeper into a beautiful community of people who have learned how to master this all over the globe, go ahead, send me a DM, check out the link below this video, set up your clarity call, and we'll get you started. Love you.